guys, welcome back. Too many projects, not enough time. I'm Andrew. Today, as usual, we're working on Ivy, the V8 Series 1 Land Rover. In this episode, we're going to start tackling the heater box, which I found in my wife's grandmother's garage, or grandparents' garage, I guess. And it's super neat and cool. I can't find any information online about it at all. These little doors are super trick. They swivel up, down, point all sorts of different directions, which is great for directing the hot air around the cab. So we're going to restore this, and when we put it in the bulkhead, we're going to have these pipes, in and out feed. They've even got bulkhead mounts on them, threaded. So we're going to remove these tubes and have them come straight out rather than duck in, so we can reduce the depth of this. Because originally this had quite a big bracket on it with a big clunky fan, and that took up a lot of space. So we want to get this nice and tight up against the bulkhead, and in doing so we picked up this axial fan, and this will fit nice and snug on or in the back here. Oop. Trust me, it fits in there. And we'll make a plate up to mount it in the back here, and that will blow a ton more air than the original and a lot quieter, and it should work out really well. But for now, we're going to pull it apart, do a bunch of sandblasting, get it cleaned up, ready for paint. The core, which is still in pretty good shape, we're actually going to solder it apart, or melt the solder to pull it all apart, blow all the chunks out of there, knock out some little dents that are in it, right there, and then the other side, and then replace these pipes with some new ones that come straight out, and then resolder it, reassemble it. So as usual, come along, let's get it started. First we're going to pull this apart and clean it up.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin now.
What up? Oh, for sure.
All cleaned up, all that rattly crap removed out of it. We pulled the ends of the tanks off as you saw. We cleaned them out with a wire, sandblasted everything, cleaned it all up, resoldered the ends back on. I've done a preliminary test and it didn't look like there was any water leaks, not under pressure yet. And what we're doing here is there is a bleed valve on this. Originally it came straight out of the back, but it's not very handy because that would be faced right against the bulkhead, so it's kind of near impossible to get in there to press the little button to release the air in this tank, which is going to be way behind the engine on the inside of the cab. So I'm putting a 90 in here and we're going to put it straight out the side. I'm just waiting for a new bleed valve to come in, and we'll put that out of the side. Then we'll drill a hole through the side of the casing here, so once it's installed in the truck we can just reach through and press with our finger, or even have it protrude just a little bit and we can bleed the air off as needed when we're doing the radiator. Putting the radiator fluid in. So this is all done for now. We've got the new, I put brass back in instead of the steel ones that were there. The inlet and outlet pipes. And as I say, I did a prelim water test. Doesn't seem to be leaking. We're still going to do a pressure one once we get that bleed valve in. Next step is to take this back plate, and because we're using the axial fan here, it's going to mount on the inside. I've already started cutting away one corner there, so we're going to cut away for this to mount in there, and so that's the next step. Cut that out and then mount a full plate to block in to stop air escaping on this side of so it all blows out the side we want the hot air coming out of instead of back against the firewall. So sealing this up, mounting the fan, next step. We've got the fan in the back there. We're just going to make up a new plate to cover the back end, weld that in. If we do it out of aluminum, we'll rivet it in. But a new cover plate on the back. And everything's soldered up. Everything's blasted, clear, ready for paint. We'll give it one quick blast, wipe down, get all the oils off it before we paint it. And we'll cover the finalization of it in another video. And we'll also include the pressure relief valve when it comes in too. So the installation of that, finishing everything off in another video. Maybe a video of finishing a bunch of little things that are still left undone. There's a lot of them left undone, but a few of the more insignificant ones left undone. So thanks for coming along. Remember to like and share down below. Hit the bell to get notified. And we'll look forward to seeing you come along next time. We are heading up the lake, so the next couple of videos are going to be some of the projects we're doing at the lake. We'll see you there.